Hi, I'm Christina.
And I'm Christine. Welcome to Stereo Thematica.
Music is the heartbeat of our lives and the connective tissue of our friendship. Christine and I met at work in LA, but when I moved to Texas, we started a weekly challenge. Pick a song that fits a chosen theme.
This game opened us to new perspectives on each other and deepened our understanding of the songs that shape our lives. Each week, we recreate the magic of our song exchange on a broader scale. Hey, Christina. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? What have you been up to?
I've been obsessing over something.
And what is that?
The New York Times top 100 movies of the 21st century list.
You know what's so funny? I've been avoiding it.
Oh, yeah? Tell me more.
I don't know. I get so annoyed with like lists and best lists and people's opinions. And yet here I am with my own opinionated music podcast.
Exactly.
I finally did look at it though, at your behest.
Good.
And I am curious.
Okay.
What's fun about it to you?
Well, I think I do like lists. Especially, I think what's enjoyable about this list is that you get to see what famous people, directors, actors are picking these.
Yeah.
That's very fascinating. And then it's fun because they like have a check box so you can say if you've seen it or not seen it.
That was fun.
And if you want to see it, you can add a check for that. And then you'll get 2 lists of your own. You'll get like all the movies you've seen, and then you'll get another one for the ones you want to see. So it's nice to help you keep track.
How many of the 100 have you seen?
I think it was 81.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Mine was 62.
Okay, interesting. So a few months ago, they did one for books. And for books, mine was
Was it the same thing?
Yes, exact same thing. And it was like 62. And I thought it was strange.
A lot.
Well, it is. But then I'm like such a reader, you would think it would be more.
True.
And it is focused on the 21st century, which we have to remember starts
in
2000. Yeah, tell me.
It took me until the end of the list till I got to number 1 that I realized that it was of the 21st century. I was like, there were no old movies on this list because I am a freaking idiot.
That's hilarious. But no, I think part of the reason I saw so many more movies than read books is because reading
is easier.
Yeah, it's easier. It's easier, but it's also like a collaborative experience. Collaborative in the sense that you're like going with people to see it. So it's oftentimes not just what you want.
True.
Whereas books are. Like books are 100%, I think, for the most part, unless you're doing like for school or something.
Book club.
Yeah, book club. So
Christine gives me a lot of books I have to read.
Yeah, you do too?
I have one for you, actually.
Oh, okay.
That's actually funny. Can I say something? And this is not meant to be pretentious at all.
Uh-oh.
I like to read more than I like to watch movies.
Yeah. No, but that's my point. I do too, which is why I thought it was strange that I have so many more movies.
But it is easier. I mean, I'm saying that in the way where it's like you can sit down and watch a movie in 2 hours, whereas for me, I'm not a fast reader, even though I like to read more. But I'm impressed that you've read 62 of the 100 books and seen over 80 of the 100 because that does take some dedication because
it does.
There were some movies on there that I was like, haven't seen it, don't want to see it.
Don't care. Yeah. I mean,
there's only
10.
one that I put on want to watch.
Oh yeah, what was it? Well, I'm curious. What was it?
It was Worst Person in the World.
Oh yeah, you have to watch that.
Was that good?
That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
So what I do is when I get a list like this, then I make my own list.
Oh, okay.
From the list.
What was on your want to watch?
Yee was one of them. After Sun.
Oh, that's the one with the cutie guy.
Yeah, the cutie guy.
Paul Mescal.
Okay, I'm going to share of the ones, I'm not going to share all 10 of my top movies of the 21st century, but I want to share a couple of them. Superbad. Have you seen Superbad?
It?
Oh my God, I love it so
much.
It's
really funny.
It's so
very
cute.
Funny.
And then Amour, which very, very sad.
I don't know.
A Michael Haneke movie. That's another one that I loved and I like start crying within the first 5 minutes of watching it. No. And then Borat.
Oh, yeah. So silly.
But the thing that these movies also have in common is amazing soundtracks. Borat opened me to like a world of music.
Oh, I can't even remember the soundtrack.
I saw this movie, I think whenever it came out was like 2006. And I think I knew about Goran Bregovic, but somehow this soundtrack, like hearing Kochani Orchestra's like Shiki Shiki Baba, I lost my mind. And we will share this.
Oh, I can't wait.
And then there's this version of Born to Be Wild by Fanfare Chocarlia, a Romanian band. But like another really good movie, Lost in Translation. I know you like that.
I do.
That was 30 on the list. Would you count that as maybe in your top?
Lost in Translation, very, very good. Very, I mean, you know, we love Sophia with her soundtracks.
Yes. Yeah.
She's she's one of us.
Yeah. And then she's got a scene. You know what scene I'm talking about?
I do know. Yeah.
Karaoke?
Yeah, of
Yep.
course.
Scarlett Johansson singing Brass in Pocket, turns it over to Murray with More Than This.
So good.
And I think that might be a good transition to today's theme.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Back in episode 13, I don't know if you remember, we talked about diegetic versus extra diegetic music.
Of course I remember.
So I've shared so many times how much I love exploring songs and their functions in movies, especially like when they're part of the functional world that the character actually inhabits. So today's theme, we're going to get into that idea like pretty deep. And we're going to talk about sing-alongs in movies, specifically sing-alongs that are unstaged. They're diegetic sing-alongs. So they're a part of the world. The characters are hearing the songs and they aren't performing for an audience, but they're singing because the moment calls for it. Christina, please talk about your initial reaction to the theme.
Okay, the way that Christine described this theme to me was so confusing. She goes, an unscripted singing part of a movie. And I'm like, what the frick? How am I supposed to know if it was scripted or unscripted?
I think I said unstaged, but okay.
Okay, well, maybe you said unstaged and I didn't understand what that meant. And so I was like, how is she so tuned in to movie knowledge because I thought you meant it was like truly an organic part of like they hadn't scripted it. And so they were like, oh, the actor just starts singing a song and then it becomes part of the movie. Yeah. And I'm like, that's the most niche breaking
it's pretty
thing
niche
I've ever heard of. And I did get really mad.
But
then
you proposed something. You proposed a song.
Did, and I thought it was a really good pick. Once Christine helped me understand what the actual theme was, I picked Move Yourself from The Breakup, which is truly one of the funniest movie scenes. It's so funny because John Michael Higgins, who is such a hilarious actor, he is in an acapella group, right? In the movie. And I don't know if you know this, I was in an acapella group in high school. God. But he cracks me up because he's getting everybody in the family to play along. And like, it's so hilarious because obviously if you haven't seen the movie, just go watch the scene. We'll put it in the notes.
Yeah.
But that was a good pick. Why did you say I couldn't do that one?
Because it wasn't technically a sing-along in the way I envisioned it. And I think I could have been clearer. I realize that, which is why I want to break it down more now.
You better.
For our listeners.
Make up for your past transgressions.
So I should have said the things that don't count. Anything a cappella. So that would be The Breakup, Move Yourself, Step Brothers, Sweet Child of Mine, which cute scene. Doesn't count. Remember Step Brothers?
Not really.
Okay, well, we'll show that one too. Vacation, the family is harmonizing Mockingbird.
Oh no.
Okay.
That sounds bad.
It's bad. It's silly. Then you got lip syncing, doesn't count.
Okay, I wouldn't have picked lip syncing. No. I'm not an idiot.
But funny enough, a scene that I really liked in 13 Going on 30, Love is a Battlefield.
I feel like we've talked about that.
We've talked about it because I thought that she was singing in it, but she's really just lip syncing. So that wouldn't count either.
Oh, okay.
And then karaoke, I feel like, I don't know, like that's borderline limbo territory. I'm going to say like it probably doesn't count. So karaoke in a movie, not counting. Okay, so what works? Car sing-alongs, for sure. We've got Jerry Maguire's Free Falling. That's a pretty classic one. Tommy Boy, they sing Superstar.
Which Superstar?
That's the Carpenters, of course. Barbie.
Oh, that one was
Closer
good.
to Fine. That's cute.
That was cute.
Harold and Kumar. Hold on.
Which is also Bridesmaids.
Oh, is it?
But I don't remember if they're singing or lip syncing.
Okay.
You remember at the end?
Yeah. I think so. Okay. And then actually probably the sing-along that got me into sing-alongs was the Spanish movie, the Almodovar movie, Atame. At the end, it's very Stockholm Syndrome. She goes away with her kidnapper, who is,
Spoiler alert.
Antonio Banderas.
I would probably go with him too.
Yeah, it's such a cute thing. They drive away singing the Spanish song, Resistiré.
A lot of singing with Almodovar.
Exactly. Yeah, There's a lot of good examples, and I'll share more in the show notes. But another one that I thought was really good in my runner-up is Silence of the Lambs, when she is singing Tom Petty's American Girl.
In her car, right?
Yes, yeah. So she's singing,
sinister.
and she's like just singing with such abandon. She's like not a care in the world. And then she sees somebody over the side of the road, pulls over. The music like stops suddenly, and there's silence. I know, it's like
So
I could remember
sinister.
that. Like my chest hurts thinking about it. Like just that's when everything changes. So like that contrast really heavy.
Two good musical moments in that movie, because Q Lazarus Horses is also very iconic. Not singing along, just I'm saying, very, very memorable scene.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Now, my pick for best unstaged sing-along.
Now that we have all the rules.
Yes. Everyone clear out there? Are you clear? I feel like you're still not clear.
No, I got
it. Okay.
You
good.
made it crystal clear.
So my pick for best unstaged sing-along, and I challenge anyone to top this, I don't think you can, is from the 1978 film The Deer Hunter. A little context for the scene. A group of friends finishes their shift at a steel mill in a small Pennsylvania town. One of them is getting married the next day, so they hit the bar, go on a spontaneous deer hunting trip after that, and then the wedding happens. After that, 3 of them are shipped off to the Vietnam War. So there's this sense of impending doom in the first act because of the prospect of the war, the horror, and they're not quite aware of how bad it is at the moment. I mean, it's 1968 when the film starts. So at this point, the characters don't know exactly how bad things are going to get, but the viewers know because it's coming out in 78. So that's hanging over you as you're watching the scene. So this perfect scene happens within the first 20 minutes of the movie, and it's so unexpectedly beautiful. Like, it'll make you want to watch the entire 3-hour movie. The song they sing along to, Frankie Valli's 1967 hit, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You. Have you seen The Deer Hunter, or at least watched the scene?
Okay, so I did watch this scene, and I'm so glad that you gave me the context because I have not seen The Deer Hunter, and I've heard about it a lot. I don't know why I thought it was like a very scary movie or something. But what I loved about the scene is, of course, Christopher Walken.
Yes.
Why, I mean,
so
just
good.
so beautiful.
I know.
And young and very, God, he's such a good actor.
So good.
So wild. I can't say I was like prompted to go watch the movie. I still haven't seen it, but I was very intrigued and confused about what was going on, especially when they go outside. They're drinking heavily and go outside and it's daylight.
Yeah, it's weird. The timeline is very strange because they get off of work in the afternoon. It's daylight. And then they go to the bar and it's daylight. And then they go deer hunting and it's like night into day. And then the wedding is the next day. Okay, so before we get a little bit more into the movie, I just want to give just a quick word about the song itself. Can't Take My Eyes Off of You was Frankie Valli's first big solo hit after breaking out from the Four Seasons, and it almost didn't even get released. I guess a few radio DJs started playing it on their own, and it ended up climbing to number 2 on the Billboard charts. And while I do love this song on its own, and indeed played it at my wedding, it's the scene really that gives it so much weight. So Thomas introduced me to the film. It was one of our Blockbuster dates. We used to go to Blockbuster on Larchmont in LA and share our favorite movies with each other when we first started dating in 2001.
That's so cute.
And this was one of his favorite movies. He watched it as a youngster in Hungary. The scene comes early in the movie and establishes the rapport between the characters, played by some pretty major stars. We got Robert De Niro in there, Christopher Walken, and John Cazale. And it really like grounds them in this working class Pennsylvania life right before the war tears them apart. The vibe of the scene was kind of shaped by the director, Michael Cimino's style. He encouraged a naturalistic, almost documentary style approach. The actors were like encouraged to linger, to drink, to stay in their character. And I really, again, beg everyone to go watch the scene. Christopher Walken, as you mentioned, Christina is hamming it up. He's like, did you notice he's chewing gum?
I didn't.
Yeah, he's like drinking and chewing gum.
That's disgusting.
And like before they break out into song, he's kind of just mouthing it a little bit. And you're just like, is he going to sing? Like, you don't know at this point. And there's these like side conversations happening, and it's like all loose and alive and like full of this like nostalgia. And I really do get choked up every time I watch it.
I think what I like is like, I've not seen the movie.
Yeah.
I'm not from that era or that part of the world, but I think what I liked was like the lack of machismo that's happening in the scene, where it's like these three steel worker men that are singing with each other. And it's just like sweet and nice. But there's sadness. There's like this deep sadness.
No, I know. There is. And so there's another whole layer to the sadness. And I just learned about that when I was preparing for the episode. John Cazale, this was his final role. Yeah, he had lung cancer while filming, and every one of his scenes was shot early to accommodate his illness. Yeah, he died before the movie was released.
Wow, that's so sad.
And in this particular scene, he's the first in the group to really start singing. He's been comforting the John Savage character, Stephen, who's getting married the next day. And suddenly he stands up and sings with this like aching sincerity. And like now knowing that he was dying, like it just gives it so much more.
Changes it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So according to Meryl Streep, who was also in the film and Cazale's partner in real life at the time, he was practically uninsurable due to his illness, but Robert De Niro covered the costs because he just wanted Cazale in the film. Yeah. Quite a mensch.
Incredible.
I know.
It took me a minute to recognize that was De Niro too. Like I saw it and I was like, that looks like him.
Yeah.
But then I was like, is it him? And then when I saw, I was like, how about that?
No, it's funny because we actually rewatched it recently and I forgot that he was in it. Of course, like Christopher Walken.
Yeah. Unforgettable.
But like Robert De Niro he blends in a lot in this role.
It looks like they colored his hair or something.
Yeah. He's a little, like, they're supposed to be sort of, I mean, Eastern Euro, like Russian Orthodox, it seems,
probably.
Polish. Yeah. But so the scene has so much going on. At one point, Steven's mom comes marching over. It looks like she has like a rolling pin in her hand. And she's like marching over to the bar to pull out Steven because like she's pissed he's going to get married the next day. And she's also angry because the woman he's marrying is pregnant with another man's baby.
Oy, oy, oy.
And then of course there's probably just that like sadness and she herself is scared because, you know, going off to war.
Yeah.
Although it's weird because in the movie they really do celebrate like that these guys are going off to war. You don't see it so much in this scene, but in one of the next big scenes, the wedding scene, it's a wedding for sure, but the three guys going off to war have these big portraits and they're just like hanging up on the walls and they even get like shouted out by the MC, like talking about how great it is that these guys are going to serve their country.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, very interesting. But really, it's just, again, it's a perfect counterpoint to the brutality and the chaos that comes later on. And it gets really brutal. Most war films do, but I think this one especially, and it's just so sad and dark. But you hear at the wedding reception, the song comes on again, but this time it's sung by a lounge singer. Not quite the same energy, but it does kind of reinforce that togetherness and kind of that emotional core, this connection that they have to each other that's going to be torn apart pretty soon. The Deer Hunter went on to win 5 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director, and it kind of helped cement De Niro's and Walken's reputations. And in that bar scene, it's Walken's subtle, like, physicality. He steals the scene in that moment. Like,
for sure.
Yeah. And then, of course, his presence there becomes like a big contrast to what his character will become in Vietnam. So does that make you more interested?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I don't like violent stuff.
It's yeah, I don't want to say too much about it, but yeah, maybe you probably aren't going to dig the rest.
I'll get in a good headspace, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope I have painted a clear enough picture of what a sing-along, according to my standards, because I realize there are many types of sing-alongs in movies.
You did. Yeah. And I forgive you for your rules and my misunderstanding. But you know what? I have a really good one that I picked.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, Christine, it was on the New York Times.
Oh, yeah?
Top 100
yes,
of the last
was.
21st century, which explains why your movie wasn't on there.
Yep.
Yeah, I get it. And I do appreciate a good sing-along. And I think I picked mine in retaliation to your rules because of how corny and good it is. Because my pick is Tiny Dancer from the Cameron Crowe classic, Almost Famous. Turning back, she just laughs. The boulevard is not that bad. Piano man, he makes a stand. Initial thoughts.
I thought classic pick.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I had seen the movie in probably 2000 when it came out. I completely forgot about the details of the movie. I remember the scene.
Yeah.
And I also remembered actually one other scene from the movie when the young version of the main actor is comparing himself to the older boys who are indeed older, not just looking older. And they're doing another pick of yours, Boogum Boogum.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's so funny. I have a hard time imagining that any of our listeners haven't seen this movie because it just feels like so common that, I don't know, everyone's seen it, right? Maybe I'm being presumptuous, but it really is one of those movies that like I really love it and also struggle with it because like there's some sexism and of course it like comes with the time and whatever. But just in case you listener have not seen this movie, Almost Famous, it's the story of a teenage journalist writing for Rolling Stone magazine in the early 1970s. And he, of course, is touring with the fictitious rock band Stillwater and writing his first cover story on the band. And it sounds so far-fetched and far-flung. And of course, there is a lot of far-fetched, far-flung elements. But it is somewhat a semi-autobiographical story about Cameron Crowe, who he himself was a teenage reporter for Rolling Stone and some other publications. So I love that. What a funny and fun element. Back in 1973, a 15-year-old Cameron Crowe interviewed Poco, a band I don't really care for or know much about, but who are considered by some the founders of the Southern California country rock sound. I mean, if you just Google Cameron Crowe teenager, you'll see some incredible photos of him as a teen in the 70s interviewing some of the hottest rock and roll stars of the moment. Like I remember seeing a photo of him on the bus with Neil Young and just like, can you imagine how fun and like what, like of course I love Neil Young, but I just can't imagine, this awe-inspiring experience that he had. And I think that's what makes it so lovable. And they also picked the perfect actor to play William Miller character. He's so cute and so innocent looking and just like constantly looks like somebody just tousled his hair and whatever. But I think it's like, and I don't want to speak on your behalf, but for me, somebody who loves music, and especially when I was a teen, felt so many strong feelings about music and the musicians who made it. What a chance of a lifetime to be a kid.
Oh my God,
to meet his heroes, go on tour with them. Like I said, it's equal parts unbelievable and incredible and just like really fun to watch.
No, and we actually watched it last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cute.
I think I liked it more this time. Just being in a different headspace, I was able to appreciate it so much more. I mean, this came out 25 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Good call. It did come out in the year 2000.
Yeah,
So,
I was more cynical then.
yeah. I was a literal child, and I'm sure I watched it for the first time in high school. But the scene is sweet. It's a little bit saccharine sweet, and it is very funny because, they've had this big, night out where William, the young journalist, is trying to keep everybody in line, and he's seeing all of this stuff happen, and he's like, wow, it's like gold for his article and whatever. And then they all get on the bus. There's been a big fight, and they turn on the radio. It's Elton John, Tiny Dancer. Everyone knows all the words. They're all singing along, and it's very cute. But there's also this one very good part, which I don't know if it was scripted or unscripted. I read that it was unscripted, but the guy, the teen, William, he goes, I really need to go home. And Kate Hudson's character, who's Penny Lane, the quote-unquote Band-Aid, she waves her fingers in front of him and says, you are home. And it's just, oh, so sweet. He's with his home. He's on the road, whatever. But it's cute. It's very fun, and it just makes you feel like, oh. Hold me closer, tiny dancer.
I have to go home.
Count the headlights on the highway.
You are home. Well, funny, Thomas is like, this is such a stereothematica companion piece movie. Because we have talked about a lot of the music.
Well, the music, but then also
exactly.
the Band-Aids, who are, what their little term for the groupies. And, I've already talked about it, but Penny Lane was inspired by Pamela DeBar, who was the queen of the Sunset Strip, which we talked about with our podcast that we both really like. And Pamela actually met Cameron when he was 15. And I read an article where she had said the singing on the bus would have never happened. And I think that's so hilarious. She even said, she wasn't around for the bus part. She was flying on jets, and, she was so cool and whatever. I just cracked up knowing that she had a lot of, I think, maybe a little bit of spite towards this movie, just thinking, well, and funny enough, Cameron Crowe invited her to the premiere.
Oh.
She's watching the movie. She said, this is so about me. Like, this doesn't even remind me. There was a famous, I think, groupie named Penny Lane, and she said, it's more about me than anybody else. Even the girl looks like me, the Kate Hudson's character. And so she cornered him at, I think it was like a Duran Duran show, and she's like, that movie was based on me. You should have given me a consulting credit, whatever. I guess Kate Hudson even said that she read Pamela's I'm With the Band book and put up pictures of Pamela around her trailer when she was filming. So that cracks me up. I really, I don't know. It is a good companion piece.
Yeah.
So yeah, listener, if you like our podcast and you've, heard about us talking about these musicians and you haven't seen the movie, great opportunity.
Yeah. And maybe some people will come to us because of watching Almost Famous.
Oh, yeah. Good call.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about this song, Tiny Dancer, which I don't think my parents were big Elton John fans growing up. We weren't, it's not something we really listened to, but of course that was on the radio and whatnot. But the song was written by Bernie Taupin, supposedly about his wife at the time, who sewed patches on Elton's jackets and pants, seamstress for the band. Fun fact, I've worn one of Elton John's jackets.
Oh my God, how?
My friend Michelle Van Boogie, who was one of our Sunset Strip gals, she got it from him somehow. I don't truly know, but she let me wear it and took some photos of me in it, and she is so cool. She is a big Elton fan, so just an interesting tidbit there. But the song was never really a big hit. It maxed out at 41 on the US charts because it's over 6 minutes long, and that's not good for radio, as we all know, unless you're trying to go have a bathroom break. But it got a big boost from Almost Famous in this scene, which I guess doesn't really surprise me. Maybe things were a little bit more chill back then in the year 2000. But I have a funny memory of being at a college party and someone playing piano, playing Tiny Dancer, and everyone gathering around and singing along. And at the time, I felt intense disgust.
Oh, wow. Why?
I was like, you losers. You freaks. It just felt it felt too manufactured, even though it was very organic.
Yeah.
Like somebody's just sitting at the piano
So
and
you
everyone's
didn't sing along? Did you sing
No,
along?
I didn't.
Well, we just like crossed arms like,
Yes, standing with my beer, just saying, you nerds, you
wow.
freaks. But now I look back on that moment.
You would
and
totally do that.
I would. I love to sing, and I just think it's so funny. It was so college, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Just a little sing-along. Yeah, silly.
Yeah. No, but that's interesting because I feel like that feeling you had in a weird way, I think maybe even when I watched this for the first time, like I had a little bit of that, like, oh, this is too cute. Like, I don't know. It was just a little too perfect. But I think now with age and distance and just like not being as cynical, I'm like, oh, this is just a lovely movie.
And for the moment in the movie, it's really needed. Like there was a big low. People seem upset with each other. There's fighting. Then they all kind of bond over a song in a car, which like who hasn't been there when you're maybe having a tense moment, like you're on, I don't know, whether in the car or at the house, your song comes on and you sing and smile and look over at your, whoever it is.
Yeah.
It just kind of eases the tension a bit.
No, and that's part of why I picked this theme. I feel like it is something everyone can kind of like get excited about. Yeah. And get excited. And like it creates a sort of nostalgia that you just can't like, whether you were a part of that moment or not, you feel the nostalgia for something.
That's true.
Which,
well,
I don't know.
Good choice, Christine. I'm glad that we eventually
we
found a consensus and some common ground. But I still love Lose Yourself.
Even though it doesn't count.
Even if it doesn't count.
Okay, well, do you want to tease us about next week's theme?
Next week, we're going to talk about nonsense.
Oh my God, I have no idea what that's about.
I've stumped my co-host. I love it.
Well, thanks for listening to Stereothematica. If you like what you're hearing, please consider a review, a rating, or sharing with a friend.
And subscribe now on your favorite podcast platform and follow us on Instagram at Stereothematica, where you can share your favorite movie sing-alongs.
And visit stereothematica.blog for more fun.
Move yourself. You always live your life never thinking of the future.